Hello everybody and welcome back to our John Deere farm here. As you can see, we are baling with the 4440 and this square baler, getting ourselves some hay so that we can feed our cows all winter long. We're in July with a rainstorm coming soon. If you watched the last episode, then you know we are kind of getting things finally moving where it feels like an actual dairy farm. Um, we have two pens, one pen with more mature cows who are producing milk, and another pen that's going to be for calves and heifers. And we have some hay in the barn. We have some silage in the wrapper, and we have a good bit of straw in the barn and some more over in that field that still needs to be picked up. It's not rendering for us right now, but in a perfect world, I would be able to get that all in before it rains this afternoon. But it is not a perfect world, and it's probably going to start raining on our bales any minute anyways. So the thing is, because I did so much bale work in the last probably 3 episodes at this point, including finishing the job, I just don't really want to spend the next hour working on that, and I don't want to do it all off recording. So probably once we get up here to the end of this row, I'm just going to be done with baling for the day. We're going to simulate over to August, and then we'll decide what we want to do. But I was thinking we might do a little bit of small jobs around the farm rather than just another job over and over and over and over again. I do want to look and see if we can maybe estimate how much we have in silage on hand, because maybe we should do another batch. But if we don't need to, I'm not going to. If I can avoid doing another 2 hours worth of grass work again, I will. It's the catch-22 of running a dairy farm, right? You want to be able to have dairy cows, that's the point, but you can't feed them other things, which I guess is fine. So we're going to be just short of another bale. I could, if I wanted to, go down to the bottom of the field because there's some hay that didn't get picked up. Actually, there's some up on this corner that might be enough to get us over the... No, that's probably not 2,000 liters right here. It's probably like 500 liters right here. Oh, that's pretty close. Let's go ahead and get this bit. Oh, it's must be 7,500. 70, no, can't be 75. What, 7,100? The heck? Oh, whatever. We can just finish it off down here at the bottom of the field, and then we're gonna go simulate to August, see how it goes. Here it is. Should finish it right up. Alrighty. The heck? Okay, well that's good enough. I just wanted to leave it here, not in the road, but not in the field. Okay, let's tab up to this truck. And we'll go ahead and sleep over to August. Let's make sure. Yeah, they have TMR and they have a lot of grass for 5 cows. That'll be fine. Okay, let's go ahead and sleep till 9 the next day. I'm just trying to keep things moving, you know. I really like this farm. I like this setup, but I don't, for your sake, I don't want it to seem like, oh gosh, another day of doing the same thing. Oh, look at our corn. Yes, dude. 2 more months. October, we get to harvest the corn. We have to buy a corn header too. Here's my question. I don't know if how you guys feel about this, but am I going to need 2 harvesters? Because good heavens, that's a lot. That is, yeah. All right, let's take a look. We may actually be able to harvest our oats. Yes. Our oats. And what about our soybeans? No. Okay. Yeah, maybe we do the oat harvest then. Today. Boy, I'm glad I looked at that. I almost forgot all about the oats. If I lost another crop in that field, I would potentially quit. So this one is not from okay, these ones are on 48%. These ones are at 90. They're going to be done soon. These ones are silage bales, so they have converted. So if each one is 3,500, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So those two right there are 35,000. That's got to be another, let's say 50,000. So that's 80. And then another 30. It's 110. We're probably at about 125,000, which is good enough. Good enough to keep us going for a bit. You can see here's our existing hay and straw bales that I unloaded off recording. We will go ahead and drop the straw, get some oat straw as well. So we have maybe 8 or 10 bales still left over there. And then we'll have another, a good many. This is a decent sized field. How much milk do we have on hand? Once we're almost full on milk, okay, they're not producing a ton because there's only 25 of them. But once we are maybe halfway or a little more than halfway, I'll put the dairy in and start moving milk over to the dairy. Maybe not. Boy, maybe next episode? Because if I do this job this episode, then we put the dairy in, then we do the big corn harvest. That seems like a good strat. So should I start at the bottom or the top? I think I'm going to start at the bottom. Look at this luscious oat field. Came out so nice, dude. Because we plowed, so there's no weeds. I wonder what this yield is like. Is this normal yield, high yield? Actually, it'll tell us yield bonus, right? Yield bonus is 95% because it's 100% fertilized. The only thing it doesn't have is that I didn't roll it. So I was actually just talking in the last international Case IH Dairy episode about needing to get an accurate roller for the time period of these saves. So that'll be my homework between now and the next recording. I know this is ugly having this dead field here, but once we get the new dairy in there, I will try to terraform around it and make it, at least put grass in so it doesn't look awful. Alright. Oh, maybe we do a headland. I wonder what our total yield is going to be. This is a bigger field than I thought. That bird's still at it. I almost feel like this could be 3 fields, or 2 fields anyways. They cut it in half. Have one rectangular field up here at the top, and then one funny triangular shaped field. We just have so much land on this save. It's so much more than I'm used to. I don't really know what to do with it. Because I want this to be, well, we've talked about this numerous times, but I want to have the dairy, but I'm going to save the oats and the soybeans and most of the corn because I want to get pigs, and they like to have all those things. We'll have everything the pigs need except root crop, and I think they'll be pretty happy. I think we'll be able to have a pretty successful hog farm here. I'm looking forward to getting that going. We may even buy them this winter. When do you buy pigs? I would imagine you probably buy them in the spring, right? Piglets in the spring. And then fatten them up over the summer. Sell them in the fall. Or, I wonder how old they let pigs get before they sell them. These are things I should Google before I press record rather than rambling about them on the episode. I wonder if I did a shot like that. I don't know if I like that or not. Maybe we try that side. Kind of like that. I always end up with pictures of the front of a harvester, but that looked pretty cool. Harvesting off into the sunset, so to speak. This is a nice way to do the edge of the map, because it doesn't really feel like the edge of the map with these trees and that little bit of thick undergrowth. It's a cool idea. I've never done map design. Drop me a comment if any of you guys have made your own map. Let me know what the experience was like. Is it something you recommend? It looks fun for like an hour, and then it looks like it would be really tedious for the other 200 hours that it takes to make a map. I mean, there are some really simple ones on Mod Hub that don't look like they probably took too long, but then there are some that you're like, yikes, looks crazy. I've enjoyed this map. I admittedly have spent pretty much my entire time down in this little corner, other than the occasional hauling grain somewhere. And honestly, once we get our dairy made here, and we have the store makes deliveries, so the only time we will have to go anywhere will be if we decide to sell the livestock, which I think makes sense. I think I would prefer that as opposed to selling them straight out of the pen, which is, somebody coming to pick them up. Oh, look how dusty that is. That's such a good animation. If you ever spend any time around a real harvester, you know this is very accurate. Dusty and dirty. If it makes your neck itchy playing the game, you know it's a good animation. Here, I'll spin around and give you this view. Yikes. Or even better, this view. Okay. Alright, headland complete at 82%. I'm gonna guess we can do a down and back, this skinny section of the field. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like this kind of field you would do across rather than up and down, just for stability's sake. I would not want to be coming downhill with 8,000 liters of grain in the tank. Maybe it wouldn't be an issue, but I wouldn't want to test it. So we'll go back and forth. Feels right. It's not like it's that small of a field that back and forth this way is silly. It's not going to be like turning around every 2 minutes. Alright, we should be able to get to the end and get part way before we have to bring our wagon over. Get the old kill bros going. That wagon just was getting a workout in the wheat field over there. So much going on this farm. And I cannot forget about the soybeans. I'm really worried about forgetting about them. What's it, 9,200? 9,100. Alright, fair warning, I'm going to tab over to another tractor. I might actually need to take this one. I think this 4755 might be my favorite tractor on this farm. When I started this farm, I never would have said that. I would have said 4020 all day long because I like older vintage tractors, and 4020 is such an American classic. But I'll be darned if I haven't really come to like this. I like the way it looks, and I really like the way it drives and handles. It's got just the right amount of power that you don't feel like you're driving a monstrosity, but it can handle every job on this farm. Like, there are big fancy modern tractors that would probably, you know, some big wild four-wheel drive tractor. Oh, forgot to empty this. You know, some big fancy four-wheel drive tractors that maybe people like better, but I just really think this is the right size. I think it works for this farm. I don't love the unload speed here. There is another Kilbros wagon out, just released. I may do a little switcheroo just to see if the unload speed is a little bit better on the new one. It always feels weird with stuff like that because you're like, am I being unrealistic or am I being more realistic? Guys, I'm telling you, in like 4 episodes, this farm is going to be absolutely humming and very profitable. Because we're going to have a dairy down here on this corner. We're going to have a pig farm up there. We're going to have all the food and everything that they need to keep going. I don't even know what I'm going to plant next year because we're going to have so much on hand from this year's harvest. Probably have to do another batch of bales. But in terms of like the arable fields, gosh, I have no idea. I think I'll do probably one field. Maybe we do a root crop. You know, maybe we do a potato field. I don't really have a vintage potato harvester though. That's the one real drawback to that idea. I feel like maybe that backfield, the one with the straw bales. Or not, no, that's the, I'm calling that one the backfield, the warehouse field. This one over here by the cow pen, by the cow pasture, maybe that would be the right size to do potatoes. One thing I could do for harvesting is I could just lease the harvester and put it on a worker and say, you know, I just farmed that out, pun intended. I don't know how that works in real life. Like, do guys always have a harvester? Or do they like lease one? I'll have to ask. I mean, leasing isn't too bad. But buying a... Oh wow, that's only 73%? That's pretty impressive. But leasing feels like it would make sense in our situation. I don't love that that had to be my solution because that other one was broken. But beggars can't be choosers, you know. When the plan that you have falls through, you gotta come up with a new plan. So yeah, potatoes. That would be a project. But is it worth it? The planting isn't so bad. It doesn't like when I do that. The planting wouldn't be so bad. The rest of it, though, not great. All right, well, thank you guys for checking out this episode. I've enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed it too. I may do a little bit more of the oat harvest in the next episode, or we might just keep it moving because I really want to get to the dairy and I want to get to the corn and get to the pigs. I have grand plans, but I'm really enjoying the save and I hope you are as well. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.